The Vanderpump Villa. It was ordered at Hulu following Vanderpump Rules hashtag Scandal Drama. And now, thank you to Variety for giving us the first. There will be 10 episodes of this new Vanderpump Rules spinoff coming out. Jason, what are your thoughts?
Well, I think we disagree on this. I'm not sure. I think this is fantastic. I think this is an opportunity because you see, and I said this in our members only live. We talked about this very much yesterday in our members only live. I feel like Lisa, with all the Vanderpump Rules drama, has she's like a backdrop now. It is her show. It's been successful because of her and everyone on the show. But I feel like she needs a different place to be like that matriarch that, we used to watch because we used to see how they would act and react when Lisa came into certain situations. And now she's kind of like just there. And I feel like she does need a different show to showcase everything else she has going on. I think it's going to be great. And it is an opportunity for her to step away from NBC Bravo and test the waters with a different network.
Yeah, but I also don't feel like, we were talking about this morning, and if this new show is going to follow a staff at a French countryside villa of hers, we're not going to be able to get invested the same way with the staff like we did at Vanderpump Rules. Like, this will not be the same show. It won't be the same success for sure.
I don't know. Ask the Kardashians. They also left the NBC umbrella to go over to the ABC, Disney, Hulu thing, and they're doing just fine.
Same thing.
I think it's not what, Adam, it's how. How will Hulu and this production be different than what Vanderpump Rules has done? If they can hit something really good, I think people might want to watch. But I'm not sure.
I mean, that is very hopeful of you.
Well, that Lisa has a lot of experience in the south of France. She did have restaurants there. She did design a lot of things down there, even with yachts and stuff. So I think that, it will be interesting to see that side. Her also, where she gets her Vanderpump Rosé, I think that might be kind of intertwined with the show as well.
It almost makes me wonder, though, why, if you were going to make another successful show, you would make Vanderpump Rules, right? But you would make it at a different location. You know what kind of sucks is, had she have jumped on this when Tom first opened, it would have been the perfect place. But what people totally forget all the time, and when we talk to people, they don't realize, when I was talking to Jamie Lynn yesterday, and she was talking about them potentially filming the opening of one of her restaurants, right? She said that they would have to film 2 separate openings because we, of course, know if they film an opening of a restaurant or a show or a premiere, all of the music goes down, all of the lights go up, the cameras, the audio has to be able to cover everything. So you're pretending while you're filming like you're at this big opening, but really it's like radio silence because they need to catch everything, and then they just add music on after. So
it's so weird.
Yeah. Well, and when we were talking to Pandora when we were first opening Tom, she said they will always keep the show at Sir. The show will not be coming to Tom because it always affects business. And now looking back, I see what she was talking about.
100%. Even when I was running Pump and we would have to film like Beverly Hills or a scene from Vanderpump Rules, and they would have to go over and over again, I would really push production to try to be there and be finished by a good amount of time because we had dinner service, and then that trickles over and people are there for the environment, the ambiance, and everything else that we cannot provide if there are cameras and people yelling at each other, with profanity. It's really hard to manage a situation. And with a brand new restaurant like Tom and a hot spot in West Hollywood, I totally understand that. I just hope that the new Hulu show doesn't become similar to what Overserved was, because I was very excited for Overserved.
I thought about that.
But I think that Overserved was done during the pandemic time, and there wasn't a lot of option. You couldn't have a big crew, and it's very different. So I think if the money is there, and like I said, it's not what, it's how. If they provide the how, they do it the right way, it could be successful, and it could be an opportunity for her to move away from Bravo.
I mean, we shall see. However, at the end of the day, I just don't know. But speaking of Vanderpump Rules and all of this, well, Sheena has had Lala Kent recently on Shenanigans, and she spoke a little bit about some of this, and I wanted to just kind of bring up a clip.
Okay.
The LA Times story come about? I know if we watch the documentary, people see that this has been in the works for a couple years now.
I was told his name started getting thrown around to them in 2017. So for anyone to say that I did this, after I left the relationship is when the flood of information, and I started going through my DMs, I started contacting assistants, anyone who would have seen Randall behind the scenes and who he really is. Not what I knew, who he really is. And I got in touch with one of his assistants, and he said, I just want to let you know that the LA Times is working on an article about him right now. And
wow.
I think a few days later is when I got a message that said, it's so-and-so from the LA Times, or can you talk?
How did the LA Times...
Which was wild, but there's more.
How many assistants would you say he went through in the course of your relationship?
Oh, I lost count.
Wow.
In fact, when the last one left and he brought on this other kid, I said, I'm not putting his number in my phone. I'm saving him as assistant because I refuse to get attached to another assistant because they became like my friends.
Well, yeah, the amount of numbers I have in my phone, Randall assistant. I'm like, oh, it's a new one this week.
I went back into my phone when the relationship went south and I needed to contact these people. I just typed in assistant and there was a list of 45.
Yeah. How many assistants would you say?
How many of Randall's assistants are calling Sheena? That's funny.
I mean, how many Shayleys are there?
There's one.
There's one Shayley. Thank God. Shayley, there is no LA Times
She's
article
stuck.
over here.
She's stuck.
Shayley, you are stuck, girl.
Shaylee's stuck, yeah.
I mean, okay, so at the end of the day, guys, with Vanderpump Rules and all of it, as you can see, Lala and Ariana are offering a different point of view when it comes to Raquel, but I feel like we should take that at face value and see what happens when we actually pick the cameras back up. But then also Vanderpump Villa is 100% greenlit, so we do have a new Vanderpump spinoff. Now, I feel like we've covered the whole entire spectrum in the first 18 minutes of this hot, messy topics of Vanderpump Rules. Can we please
yes. I do have to say, though, moving forward, I'm actually kind of excited for season 11. I kind of, on the after party, said that, you left us like this, and I don't feel like, empty promises again in reunions, but I wasn't really looking forward to season 11. Now I would be interested to see how you could work in Raquel and if they are able to reach a level of forgiveness and to show a little bit of vulnerability of like, just this cast is not, very forgiving in the moment, but eventually they all kind of, time heals everything. But we also we've heard that there is another Vanderpump spinoff kind of being shopped around. A lot of people, there was some blind item that went out that said Stassi was going to produce this show. I don't think it's Stassi, but I think something else is being shopped around from what I've heard. So we'll wait and see.
If you want to do a shop around and talk about things that we've heard, to be fair, guys, it sounds
go down
like
the list.
the cast is not so thrilled with Ariana anymore. So you can sit on that one. Jason
I told you this was going to happen.
Jason knows exactly what's going on. I've told Jason. Jason, and did I not guess that this would happen? What I'm talking about?
I said it would happen too. See, here's the thing: is with this, Ariana is the victim of this, and she is, and rightfully so. She should be making her money doing what she has been doing. A lot of opportunities are now being presented to her, which she should say yes to, and she is saying yes to all of them. But the thing is, she's becoming so busy. I think there might be some jealousy in the next season of Ariana is on top of the world. I supported this girl. Now she's too busy for me. Season 11.